Ever feel like you're shouting into a void when you're trying to attract clients? Like you're doing all the right things, but something's missing. Well, today's deep dive might just hold the key. We're going to be unlocking the secrets of what clients actually crave, and it's not always what you'd think. You sent over some excerpts from Harry Beckwith's "What Clients Love." What a gold mine of insights into why clients choose one business over another. The psychology behind it.
Oh, it is fascinating stuff, and it goes way beyond just your, surface level marketing tactics. We're really talking about like getting to the core of what makes people tick, what makes them feel good about spending their money, their hard-earned money.
All right, let's dive right in then. Beckwith starts off with this really interesting concept called the white hot center. Could you maybe explain that to us a bit?
Absolutely. So imagine like the epicenter of influence in any industry,
Mm.
the place where trends are born and credibility is like really forged. That's your white hot center. A perfect illustration Beckwith uses is Nike's early success. So they partnered with Bill Bowerman, this renowned track coach, and Steve Prefontaine, a star runner who really embodied that like rebel spirit of the sport.
So instead of just marketing shoes, they sort of like align themselves with the people that were already shaping the running world. That's smart.
Exactly. It's brilliant. Bowerman and Prefontaine, they weren't just athletes, they were like thought leaders, they set trends. And by associating with them, Nike gained instant credibility and tapped into this existing community of really passionate runners.
Okay, so for our listener out there who maybe, isn't selling athletic wear, how can they apply this white hot center concept? How do they find that for their industry?
Well, it's all about identifying those influencers, the thought leaders, the voices that really resonate with your target audience. Who are they reading? Who are they listening to? Who are they following? It could be industry publications, bloggers, certain clients who are seen as pioneers in their field, even podcasters.
Okay, so you found your white hot center, this hub of influence. What then? What's the next step? How do you actually like tap into that?
Cultivate relationships.
Yeah.
That's Beckwith's next big insight. He really stresses that in today's market, which is, totally saturated. Technical skills, they're important, but they're just like the baseline. What really sets you apart is your ability to create genuine connections.
And he actually shares this really humbling personal story to kind of like illustrate this point. Doesn't he? Something about a speech in Miami that didn't go so well.
Oh, yes. Yes. So Beckwith, this marketing guru, he gives a presentation that totally bombs. And he's left there wondering what went wrong. And later, a man approaches him in the hotel lobby. At first, he praises the talk, but then this guy drops a total bombshell.
He says something like, I was really impressed until I heard about your divorce.
Mm.
Right. I mean, ouch.
Right. And it turns out this potential client, he'd Googled Beckwith and found this, very personal detail, and it totally changed his perception of him. And this highlights that clients aren't just evaluating your skills, they're forming opinions about you as a person.
So even like unrelated parts of your life can actually influence a client's decision. I mean, that's a little scary, but it makes sense, I guess.
It does, and it underscores the importance of authenticity. Clients, they can spot a phony a mile away. Being genuine, even revealing a flaw or two can actually make you more relatable, more trustworthy.
So vulnerability is key. Okay, so we've got White Hot Center, and we've got the power of these authentic relationships. What other gems does Beckwith offer in What Clients Love?
Well, he delves into something that might seem a little counterintuitive in our world of like, endless options, and that is the power of simplicity. Clients today are just overwhelmed with choices. They're bombarded with information, and what they really crave is clarity and ease.
Oh, tell me about it. Trying to choose like a movie on a streaming service these days. It's completely paralyzing. Too many choices.
Exactly. And it's not just, entertainment. Beckwith points to the explosion of mutual funds in the financial market. Having thousands of funds to choose from doesn't actually empower investors. It often makes them freeze up.
So what's the antidote to this choice overload? How can businesses make things a little bit easier for clients?
By simplifying their offerings and their communication. Look at your website, look at your marketing materials, even the way you describe your services. Are they clear, concise, easy to understand, or are they cluttered with, jargon and overwhelming detail?
I see. So it's about like focusing on the client's needs and meeting them where they're at, not trying to dazzle them with all this complexity.
Exactly. Clarity and simplicity, they aren't just good marketing, they demonstrate respect for your client's time and their mental energy. You're making their decision-making process like smoother, more enjoyable.
It's like offering them a breath of fresh air in a world that's constantly like bombarding them with stuff. So speaking of engaging clients, Beckwith argues that stories are way more persuasive than just, stating facts or listing features.
Oh, absolutely. Stories they're incredibly powerful. They tap into our emotions. They make complex ideas relatable and they stick with us long after, the facts have faded.
So instead of saying we offer great customer service, you need to like illustrate it with a story.
Right. Exactly. For example, Beckwith cites Progressive's approach to, car insurance. So instead of just boasting about low rates, they showcase their commitment to customer service through stories about their on-the-spot accident claims.
I get it. It paints a picture. It evokes an emotion. You can almost like feel that relief of, that driver knowing that their claim is being handled right then and there.
It does. It showcases their efficiency, their trustworthiness, and their dedication to making, a stressful situation less so. It's brilliant marketing because it connects with clients on a much deeper level.
Okay, so we've covered a lot. We've got white hot center. We've got, genuine relationships, embracing simplicity and harnessing the power of stories. What's next on Beckwith's list of these client-winning strategies?
Well, he dives into something that might seem, I don't know, maybe superficial at first glance, and that is the importance of names and branding. But, it's more profound than you might think. A memorable name can be a huge competitive advantage.
Oh, I can see that. Think about brands like FedEx or Kinko's or Absolute Vodka, right? I mean, their names they're iconic, they're instantly recognizable, they evoke a certain feeling or image.
Absolutely. Beckwith actually cites research showing that people tend to choose services with familiar names, even over those that might actually perform better.
It's that comfort factor, like the ease of going with what you know. So this is a good point for us to maybe, pause and ask our listener, how does your name and branding stack up? Does it stand out? Does it communicate what you do and who you are?
It's definitely worth taking a critical look because your name, it's often the first impression you make. It's your initial point of contact with those potential clients. So make sure it's working for you, not against you.
So much to think about already, and we've only just scratched the surface of what clients love.
We have. There's much more to discover. So before the break, we were discussing the impact of names and branding.
And kind of building on that, Beckwith introduces this really interesting concept. He calls it the placebo effect in the context of like service businesses. And it's about how our perception of something can actually influence our experience of it.
Exactly. Like, think about it. Clients often can't objectively evaluate the quality of a service, especially when it comes to, things that are intangible, like consulting or design. So they rely on cues, signals that suggest, expertise and competence and trustworthiness.
So it's not just about like being good, it's also about projecting an image of quality, right?
No, absolutely. Like a polished website, a really well-designed office, even a receptionist who is articulate and welcoming. These can all, contribute to that perception of higher quality.
It's like creating a halo effect almost, where those outward signs of professionalism make the client just like assume the service itself will be great.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. It's all about managing expectations and crafting an experience that reinforces, the client's belief that they've made the right decision.
So first impressions really do matter. Speaking of which, Beckwith talks about how clients form those snap judgments, often in just seconds.
And research backs that up. Those initial impressions, they really tend to stick. So nailing that first encounter is absolutely crucial.
It is a little bit intimidating when you realize how much weight those like initial moments carry, huh? It goes beyond just visuals too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Your tone of voice, the clarity of your communication, even your body language. I mean, all of that plays a role in shaping that first impression.
So it's really about being mindful of every touch point, every interaction, from that initial phone call to the follow-up email. You're always like projecting an image, conveying a message about your brand.
Which brings us back to the importance of names and branding, something Beckwith really emphasizes. He argues that a memorable name can be a total game changer.
Right. He uses examples like FedEx, Kinko's, Absolute Vodka. Those names, they're not just labels, they're like shorthand for a whole brand identity, a whole set of emotions and associations.
Exactly. They're distinctive, they're easy to remember, and they evoke a very specific feeling or quality. He cites research that shows people are more likely to choose services with familiar names even when presented with objectively better options.
Isn't that interesting how much psychology is involved in something as seemingly simple as just, choosing a service provider? We just gravitate towards, what feels safe, familiar, trustworthy.
Which leads to a crucial question for our listener. Does your name communicate the right message? Is it memorable? Does it stand out in a crowd?
Definitely worth thinking about. I mean, that name is your first point of contact. It's your introduction to potential clients. You really want to make sure that it's working for you, not against you.
And Beckwith offers some excellent tips for choosing a strong name. Consider using descriptive language, evocative imagery, even, incorporating the founder's name to create a sense of personal connection.
And he really emphasizes avoiding any kind of confusion. In a world where there are so many options, a clear, unambiguous name is a valuable asset.
It's all about cutting through the noise and making it, easy for those clients to find you and remember you. And while we're talking about making things easier, Beckwith also highlights the importance of speed.
Right, the speed imperative, he calls it. Clients today, they're busy, they value their time, they are drawn to businesses that operate efficiently, that respond quickly, and deliver results without, a lot of delay.
He uses Kohl's and Progressive Insurance as examples. Kohl's, with its racetrack-inspired store layout, they prioritize, speed and ease of navigation. And Progressive, they're well known for their very fast claims processing.
So they recognize that every second you can save contributes to client satisfaction.
Yeah.
It's about respecting their time, minimizing any friction, and creating a really smooth and seamless experience.
Exactly. And it ties back to that idea of simplicity that we talked about earlier. By streamlining those processes, eliminating unnecessary steps, you're making things easier and more enjoyable for your client.
This reminds me of a time when I was just blown away by a company's speed and efficiency.
Hmm.
I had an issue with an online order, and their customer service team responded in minutes. I mean, minutes. They resolved the problem like effortlessly. And I was so impressed that I've been a loyal customer ever since.
That's a perfect example. It shows how those seemingly small things can really have a huge impact. It's not just about fixing a problem. It's about doing it with grace and speed and a genuine desire to make the client happy.
So for our listener out there, the takeaway here is to constantly be on the lookout for ways to shave time off those client interactions, respond to emails promptly, streamline your onboarding process, anticipate potential roadblocks.
It's those little efficiencies that add up to create a truly exceptional client experience.
And speaking of creating a remarkable experience, Beckwith stresses the importance of the personal touch, going beyond just generic marketing campaigns and really forging genuine human connections.
Especially in today's world where, so much of our interaction feels so impersonal and transactional, those authentic touches are even more vital.
It's like, think about the impact of a handwritten note or a thoughtful gift, or even just remembering a client's birthday.
Yeah.
Those small gestures, they really demonstrate that, you see them as an individual, not just a number in a database.
And they speak volumes about your commitment to building a true relationship, not just, completing a transaction. Beckwith even suggests developing a key client plan.
Oh, interesting. What is that?
Well, it's about pinpointing your most valuable clients, the ones who generate the majority of your revenue, and crafting a tailored strategy to cultivate those relationships.
So it's about going above and beyond for those who are really the lifeblood of your business.
Precisely. It's about making them feel valued, appreciated, eager to continue doing business with you. It's about building loyalty that goes beyond, just mere convenience or price.
It's about creating a sense of partnership where both parties feel invested in each other's success. Okay, so we've talked about speed, efficiency, personalized attention. What else does Beckwith highlight in terms of creating a stellar client experience?
He emphasizes the importance of making clients feel comfortable, not just physically comfortable, but comfortable in their overall interactions with your business.
Comfort. That's an interesting concept. What does that look like, in a business context?
It's about fostering a sense of ease, of trust, of predictability. It's about minimizing stress and uncertainty, which, unfortunately are all too common in the world today.
So it's about being like reliable, predictable,
Mm.
easy to work with. Clients should feel confident that you're going to deliver on your promises and handle any challenges, smoothly and professionally.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just, basic competence. It's also about creating a welcoming atmosphere, a sense of warmth and genuine care.
I really appreciate how Beckwith consistently brings it back to that human element in business. It's not just about, algorithms or bottom lines. It's about understanding what makes people tick, what makes them feel good, what makes them choose you over the competition.
He really does. He reminds us that clients are individuals, each with their own, unique needs and preferences.
Well, one-size-fits-all approach isn't going to cut it. It's about being, adaptable, responsive, and willing to tailor your approach to each client's, personality and their situation.
And speaking of tailoring your approach, Beckwith raises another fascinating point. He talks about American exceptionalism and its influence on client expectations.
American exceptionalism now, that's a loaded term. How does that play into client relationships?
Well, Beckwith explores how this notion of entitlement, which is shaped by our history of abundance and opportunity, has really come to impact how clients perceive and interact with businesses.
Interesting. So clients today, they kind of come in with high expectations, this sense that they deserve the best, and any perceived slight or inconvenience can be a real turnoff.
Exactly. It's no longer enough to just meet those basic requirements. Businesses really need to exceed those expectations to create a truly outstanding experience.
So understanding the cultural context in which you're operating is
Hmm.
really crucial. American clients, shaped by a particular set of historical and social influences, they have a unique mindset.
And adapting your approach to align with those values is key to building successful, harmonious relationships.
Okay, so we've explored comfort, expectations, and those unique characteristics of the American client. What's the ultimate driving force behind a truly successful business? What makes it all click?
Beckwith argues that it really boils down to two key ingredients, passion and belief. Combined with a genuine focus on client satisfaction, he sees these qualities as the ultimate differentiators.
Passion and belief. So it's
Yes.
about finding that spark that gets you, fired up, that fuels your dedication, and that really resonates with your clients.
It is. It's about truly believing in the value of what you offer, having conviction that you're making a positive contribution to the world.
And that energy is contagious, isn't it? Clients can just sense when someone is truly passionate about what they do, and it draws them in.
Oh, absolutely. It creates this authenticity, a feeling of being part of something bigger than just a transaction.
It's about aligning your work with your purpose, your unique contribution to the world.
And when you do that, the results are extraordinary. Clients become more than just, customers. They become advocates. They become raving fans, long-term partners in your success.
Beckwith, he so beautifully interweaves psychology, marketing, and even a bit of philosophy into his framework.
He does. He offers a really holistic view of business, recognizing that success isn't just about, numbers and metrics.
It's about human connection, shared values,
Yeah.
and creating an experience that resonates on a deeper level.
That's what sets a business apart in today's, competitive landscape.
What a journey this deep dive into what clients love has been. We've unpacked so much already. I feel like there's still more to uncover. What else does Beckwith explore?
He kind of moves into like the nitty-gritty of communication. He offers practical advice for everything from presentations and marketing materials to, even how to design a client-friendly office space.
Okay, let's get into those specifics then. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm always looking for ways to improve my communication. So what gems does Beckwith have for us there?
Well, he stresses the importance of, clarity and being concise, cut the fluff, get rid of the jargon, get straight to the point.
Right, right. It shows respect for the client's time and attention. Nobody wants to like wade through paragraphs of text when a bullet point would do the job.
Exactly. And he also underscores the impact of visuals. I mean, we are just bombarded with information all the time, right? So a striking image or a well-designed infographic that can really cut through the noise and make your message more memorable.
It caters to different learning styles too, right? It
Yeah.
makes your communication like more engaging and
Right.
easier to remember.
Exactly. He even offers some unconventional advice. He suggests that you You dress like your clients, but slightly elevated.
Now that's interesting. I imagine it's about striking that balance between relatability and professionalism.
Yeah.
You want to show that you understand their world, but you also want to project, competence.
Exactly. He also emphasizes the significance of packaging, just like a beautifully wrapped present,
Mm.
evokes this sense of excitement, your marketing materials, your office space, even your personal appearance. It should all convey quality and attention to detail.
It's about crafting a holistic experience, right?
Yeah.
One that reinforces your brand identity and makes the client feel valued and respected. So, what else does he recommend for creating a really positive first impression?
He encourages us to pay attention to nonverbal cues,
Yeah.
body language, tone of voice, even the firmness of your handshake. All that can communicate volumes about your confidence and
Oh, it's
trustworthiness.
so true. It's those subtle signals that often make the biggest difference. And clients, they're astute. They pick up on those unspoken messages.
They do. And he reminds us to be authentic. Trying to be someone you're not, that's a recipe for disaster. Clients can spot insincerity right away.
Right, right. It's about being genuine, letting your personality shine through,
Mhm.
connecting with clients on a human level. Okay, so we've talked
Sure.
about communication, packaging, authenticity. What else does Beckwith emphasize for building strong client relationships?
He highlights the importance of exceeding expectations. It's not enough to just meet the basic requirements. You need to go above and beyond to create a really remarkable experience.
It's those unexpected gestures of generosity or care
Yeah.
that really wow a client and build that loyalty.
Exactly. He shares a great example, the whole plus one rule.
Hmm.
So don't just fix a mistake, add something extra to compensate for the
Oh,
inconvenience.
I like that. Turn a negative into a positive. Demonstrate genuine concern for their satisfaction and a willingness to go that extra mile.
Precisely. He also stresses handling complaints with grace and professionalism.
Yeah.
Every complaint is an opportunity to improve your service and strengthen the relationship.
Right. You got to listen attentively, acknowledge their frustration,
Yeah.
and then take swift action to resolve the issue. What else does he say about fostering this client-centric culture?
He advocates hiring for relationship skills and training for technical skills because it's much easier to teach someone a specific task than it is to instill qualities like kindness and empathy and genuine care.
That's a profound insight. Technical abilities, those can be learned, but those innate qualities of warmth and connection, those are much harder to develop.
Absolutely. And he also highlights the power of mantras, these simple, memorable phrases that encapsulate your core values and your service philosophy. Repeating them regularly reinforces those values and shapes your team's behavior.
Oh, I see. So it creates a culture where everyone is aligned around these shared goals and committed to delivering an exceptional client experience.
Exactly. And empower your team, to really take ownership of those client relationships.
Yeah.
Enable them to go above and beyond without, constant supervision.
Right, right. It cultivates trust and respect and mutual support. Wow, we've covered so much ground today from client psychology to compelling communication to building a client-centric culture. Beckwith's book really does offer a wealth of practical wisdom. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one message you really want our listener to take away?
Building a thriving business, it goes beyond just, marketing tactics or technical expertise. It's about connecting with people, understanding their needs, and creating an experience that makes them feel valued, appreciated, and genuinely cared for.
It's about approaching business with heart, with purpose, with a sincere desire to make a positive impact on the world.
Yeah.
That's what makes what clients love so timeless and inspiring. And as promised, we've distilled 10 key takeaways from our deep dive into Harry Beckwith's What Clients Love. 10 things that you can implement right away. So grab a pen and paper or open up your notes app because here we go.
Number one, locate your white hot center. That's the heart of influence in your industry. Who are those thought leaders, and how can you, build relationships with them?
Number two, authentic relationships. They trumped technical skills every single time. Invest in those genuine connections with your clients.
Number three, simplify everything. Your offerings, your communication, your processes. Make it really easy for clients to understand and choose you.
Number four, harness the power of stories. There's so much more persuasive than just facts and figures. Use stories to illustrate your value and connect with clients on an emotional level.
Number 5, craft a name and brand that stand out. Make it memorable, meaningful, and truly reflective of who you are and what you offer.
Number 6, manage the placebo effect. Pay attention to the details that create a perception of quality and professionalism.
Number 7, embrace the speed imperative. Clients really value their time, so make sure you're responding quickly, delivering efficiently, and streamlining processes wherever you can.
Number 8, don't underestimate the power of the personal touch. Handwritten notes, thoughtful gifts, just remember a birthday. These small gestures can make a really big difference.
Number 9, create a culture of comfort. Make your clients feel at ease, appreciated, and confident in choosing you.
And finally, number 10, infuse your business with passion and belief. Let your enthusiasm and purpose shine through in everything you do.
These 10 principles offer a roadmap to building a business that thrives on authentic client connections and lasting satisfaction.
We hope this deep dive has given you a fresh perspective on what truly matters to clients. Now it's time to put these insights into action.
Until next time, happy diving!